Good morning, 7:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, XRP is down about 1.25%. Bitcoin's down about 1%, sitting at about the 72,000 level. XRP for everybody. We have the escrow dump of 1 billion XRP released by Ripple on Friday, which means today, tomorrow, we can find an opportunity on a dump, because most likely we will have one before another rise up, which this could be part of that correction right now. But we find a spot, just like we do every single month, when it looks like that'll be the time to rally. Right now we had the artificial rise up. Now we need to see, and it's pretty easy to see whether or not it would continue here, or if we would have to have a further correction. And the reason for that is, if you look at this chart, we've got this setup of the formation. Now, the way that it's set up on the top, I don't know where, the fact that it came down right here, now the question is, because it hasn't broken bearish, but what it's done is it's broken down to the bottom layer. So now when you start looking at this, you start looking at, where would my opportunity be? Where would my buying opportunity be here, since we've got the resistance on the top? And to me, it looks like, let me set this up, it looks like 5164 probably. 5164 is more than likely, and we'll get rid of this because this is just the over the top. But if you look at this, 51, get rid of this even. Well, actually, that was the hold point that could have held, but it looks like it came through. So let's just open this up in totality. That's what it looks like. And then that's exactly how you got this measurement too, was based on the totality. So let's move over here. Let's say, yeah, you know, maybe we do need to consolidate a little bit today. We'll come down to 5160. That's if it needs to come down to the bottom of the formation. Now, it could come down here and it could tug and not come all the way down, but with the way it's looking, it looks like it's going to get some kind of validation on the uptrend. Hold on, let me make sure this is correct, because you can see how the wick comes down. We need to hit this properly, just like this. So let's get the price. I'm trying to figure out where the spot could be for us to take that move, because we already had an initial move. My H-bar position yesterday, I had to sell out once it showed that M-topping reversal. Still did okay, around 4.95 cents. But now I'm looking at XRP, because I want to ride this just like I do every single month. I just got to figure out the right spot. So that's why I haven't gone long yet on XRP. I'm trying to figure out, as far as the leverage side of it, if I want to ride it for the month like always. 5162 looks like it's trying to trend into that direction. Now, if we look at it right now in the smaller time frames, does it need to come all the way down there? It doesn't, only because we have the 20-day right here in the 4-hourly, and it could bounce on support there. We're trying to hang on desperately here to this area. We had a golden cross in the hourly that if we come down any farther is going to be invalidated. So we're desperately trying to hang on to that. 30 minutes been invalidated. As of now, we had a bearish cross. So if you're asking me, does it make sense for it to come down there? Yeah, it does make sense to come to 5162, because we've been rejected several times on the resistance, last time at 5282 approximately. And now it looks like we'd reconfirm here at 5162 if we come down. So that would be where we would be targeting. And like for me, if I was looking at it and you're like, well, Tom, you know, if it does come down there and we want to make a play, a leverage play or whatever kind of play, how would you know when to sell it? Well, it's pretty simple. That 5162 is firm. So like if you wanted to give yourself room and just be like, you know, Tom, I got to give it something. I mean, you could technically say if it comes back, I don't know, 5162, I wouldn't come much lower than that. Maybe you put it a little bit lower at like 5111, 5120, just so you give it time to work. But technically, if it's meant to hold this, it's not going to come much below that. You can see how it's been hitting it the last couple times. So that's what I think I'm seeing here. I think I'm seeing a push to 5168. So if I was everybody, in my humble opinion, I would be planning accordingly for that drop down to 5168. And then if you were going to make a play, I would say that's probably the spot to do it. So that's what I'm looking at this morning. I've been trying to read the metrics. I've been trying to be up to the minute with what I'm looking at this morning, I really do believe that 51.62, if anybody's looking to make a play, that would be probably where it would stand. Now, if it breaks below that, it's a problem. Because then you could start saying, well, maybe it comes to 506. But it's a dicey situation here. With the escrow dump looming for Friday, you're going to get some downward volatility right now. And then it should reverse for when they dump out of escrow. It does it typically every month. But we've got to, I always tell everybody, you got to buy it on the strike on a dip. And we've already had one strike where it came all the way down here to 48.5. Then it came up to 53. But it touched the resistance. It failed to break the resistance. Now it looks like there's no choice but it to come back down to 52 cents or 51.6 cents and see if we can properly take that from the support, and then we could appropriate ride that back up, and the technical move up, if it came back to the top side, would be up to that 54.50 level. So that's what we're looking at right now, ladies and gentlemen. Can XRP hold on a 51.62 drop, and then can it bounce off of there? Because that's where it seemingly is going. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It looks like that's where it's going. Bitcoin's reversed under 72,000, and it looks like it's got some lower ambitions here now. After a nice rise up yesterday, we essentially came exactly to this target at 73. Now we can just make it 73,697. So it missed it by 100 points. I'm not going to kill it. So it looks like we're in a corrective phase right now, and I'm going to stay transparent because when we get to the escrow dump on Friday, I want to make sure that we have the maximum possibility, you know, if we have a drop here or correction or whatever, because it looks like we're coming down to 51.6, and there's not much we can do about that. It doesn't look like. It's going to come down and try to retest that uptrending support, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how it looks when it gets down to 51.6. And then we can start bouncing around a little bit, because if we hit 51.6, even if we don't bust out bullish, you still got the upward resistance if it doesn't break down at 52.69 cents. So that's where it's looking for XRP. That's about as in tune as I can give you for the morning. It seems unlikely that it won't come down there and at least tap that. Let's see. Just seeing if there's anything else. Okay, so Ripple co-founder talks about Harris again, which he seems to have. Well, anyhow, let's read this and then I'm going to let this update go. So Ripple co-founder Harris will have completely different approach to crypto. Chris Larson, one of the co-founders and the chair of payments firm Ripple, who has donated millions of dollars to support Kamala Harris for president of the United States, explained that his endorsement for Democratic candidate came down to crypto policy. In an October 28th interview with CNBC, Larson said he believed that regardless of whether Vice President Harris or Republican Donald Trump wins in 2024, the war on crypto is over. The Ripple co-founder added he was supporting Harris because he was really excited by her economic message of encouraging U.S.-based innovation, citing her roots in the tech hubs of the Bay Area. Chris Larson said it's time for the Democrats to have a new approach to tech innovation, including crypto. I believe Kamala Harris will ensure that American technology dominates the world, which is why I'm donating $10 million in XRP and supporting her. Well, it's much more than $10 million. So the big money super PAC has raised over $100 million just last month. I'm just really, really confident that this is going to be a completely different approach then. I'll just say it. The failed policy that the Biden administration brought when it came to crypto, well, she is in the Biden administration. That's what I don't understand here. And she said she wouldn't change anything. And digital assets, said Larson. Because frankly, I think they just weren't paying attention and they sort of outsourced it to Senator Warren. And it was a disaster. But that is not going to be how Harris' campaign approaches this. I'm extremely confident in that. So the Ripple co-founder has contributed roughly $12 million to Political Action Committee's PACs, supporting Harris, making the bulk of his contributions in XRP. His public contributions put him far ahead of announced support from crypto industry leaders like Gemini co-founder Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, who contributed roughly $2 million to PACs supporting Trump. Many of the contributions from the crypto industry, either through PACs or directly from executives, have gone to support congressional candidates in the 2024 election cycle. Fairshake, a PAC primarily backed by Coinbase, and Ripple has spent millions on media buys to support and oppose candidates in the House and Senate for what are expected to be extremely close races. What I saw was all the donations from Fairshake going on the Republican side, said Larson, but a Harris administration has also made it very clear that this is going to be a very different approach. going to be a reset. I think it's actually good for the industry to have that bipartisan support and weight. What I did there now supporting Harris kind of equals that out. Fairshake and its affiliates PACs defend American jobs and protect progress, have supported Democratic candidates across the country, but most media buys have gone toward Republicans. Some of the most significant elections involving crypto PACs include the Massachusetts Senate race between Republican John Deaton and Democratic Elizabeth Warren, and the Ohio Senate race between Republican Bernie Moreno and Democrat Sherrod Brown, the chair of the Senate Banking Committee. As of October 29th, many polls showed that Trump and Harris were neck and neck in crucial battleground states that could determine the winner of an electoral college vote. So take that for whatever you want. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate my work, make sure to hit that like button. So YouTube does recommend this early morning update. We get passed through the recommendations and we pop up in the YouTube newsfeed. If nobody hits the like button, we just simply don't pop up in the newsfeed and they don't recommend my channel, and it's hard to find my content if I'm not in the newsfeed, let's face it. And other than that, I just want everybody to pay attention. This consolidation looks like we should come to at least 51.6 cents, and then we'll see how we fare. I think we're going to have a rally going into Friday. It's just, do we have a dump before the pump? You know, we always have these artificial run-ups when we have the escrow dump, so that's what I'm waiting for. Make sure, also, if you want to participate in Winning Wednesdays later, make sure you have HOTCOIN installed. The exchange, there's no VPN or KYC needed. You can use it worldwide. You can buy XRP and many others, XRP Bitcoin pairing. But for this purpose, it's going to be for VELO. And I think VELO is starting to get into an area where we can start to look at it and we can start to actually buy every single day. So I started buying a little bit yesterday when it started to reverse down. I'll continue to buy a little bit more every single day, and we'll see where it ends up ending for us. So make sure to hit that like button. I'll see you on a future update.